answered the biggest test of all, surviving that gunshot assault. That showed tremendous character, tremendous heart. He's shown it in the ring. This will answer, is he ready for a world title now? If he can beat John Brown convincingly, that answer just might be yes.
And earlier, we asked Vernon his thoughts on John Brown.
Well, I would like to say that, you know, he's a very experienced fighter. I know he's coming to fight, and he's going to bring a lot to the ring, more than just talent, but the knowledge of what to do when he's in the ring. But, you know, I done been in there with a lot of heavy hitters myself, you know what I'm saying? And I done beat a lot of heavy hitters myself, you know, and this is just another hill that I'm going to have to get over, and I'm going to get over it by winning this fight tonight.
And now, to get the official introductions, let's send it into the ring, and our ring announcer, Andre Kortamash.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to sing the national anthem, we have a very special guest. Would you please welcome Motown recording artist, Treese. Everyone, please rise. He is a distinguished veteran of 39 professional contests, including 23 victories and 14 defeats, with 11 of his wins coming by way of knockout. He has challenged for world titles and beaten an impressive list of champions and contenders. He weighed in at 138 pounds and hails from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Please say hello to John, the Eastern Beast, Brown! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and wearing the white trunks, he weighed in at 139 pounds and has an outstanding professional record of 16 victories, 12 by way of knockout with no defeats. Fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, please welcome the Irishman,
And now let's go ahead and take a look at the matchups.
Well, the most telling statistics in my mind is the experience and age difference. If you notice, Brown's had 39 fights to 16, but more importantly, he's 20 years older. There's a slight reach advantage to Paris, but the real telling story here is experience of the older veteran versus the up-and-coming, youthful, young, undefeated prospect. Should be an unbelievable fight coming up, Tom.
Here we go. 8 rounds. For the vacant USA Mid-American Junior Welterweight Championship, there's the bell.
And right away, you see that Paris is trying to establish himself against the older veteran. He's got a beautiful right hook to the body, but this is going to be a tremendous fight. It's going to be a war of aggression. You mentioned some of the 4 champions that he has faced. He also faced a 5th champion, John Brown did, in Calvin Grove. Oh, beautiful right hand by Paris.
That hurt Brown momentarily as Paris continues to come on strong.
Vernon Paris making a statement here that he is in fact a world-class contender. Not only good right hands over the top, but a beautiful left hook to the body. He's already put the older champion on notice that he is the new generation. You can just see Brown wincing there. It's a question of whether Brown can survive this first round. Paris certainly looking, oh, just excellent left hook to the body. But Brown coming back like a champion, Tom. We already have toe-to-toe action right here in the first round.
Good opening moments here. Yes, Vernon Paris, exceptional hand speed and hand-eye coordination.
Very fast jab with power behind it. That's what this made this young man somebody that people are talking about within boxing circles. Beautiful body work coming up top. Tom, we may be seeing a future world champion here if he can establish himself in this fight. And
to the body and then to the head goes Paris, as he does not at all look intimidated by the veteran John Brown, and that's something we've talked about, the great maturity of Vernon Paris.
Well, and he's fighting a mature fighter, but the mature fighter looks a little intimidated right now. These shots hurt. Paris is bringing thunder. The question is whether he can sustain it and whether he's going to use up too much energy here in the first round. But so far, he's come out to make a statement that he belongs in world-class consideration. He's already won a local belt. He's already the junior welterweight Michigan champion. Now he wants to be the Mid-America United States champion. The next step is a world title, and he is certainly establishing in this first round that he has come to make a statement tonight, Tom.
And a left hand there by Vernon Paris. John Brown, a very adaptable fighter.
Well, one thing his experience will let Brown do is survive the early onslaught. Oh, a headbutt, and I think it really caught Paris's attention. That's the only good blow Brown has landed so far this round.
And not noticing any laceration there. That's the good thing. Missing there with the right hand is Paris. John Brown much shorter.
And one thing I like that Paris is doing is after that early onslaught where he had Brown in trouble, he's then just taking it down a notch to relax, to conserve energy, to make sure he'll go 8 strong rounds. But certainly a very strong first round for this exciting young prospect right here from Michigan.
And we come to the end of round number 1. This one's scheduled for 8. We welcome you back as we had some sizzling action in round number 1. And Steve, let's take a look at that shot landed by Paris that startled Brown.
Tremendous right hand, buckles Brown's legs. He follows it up with a nice right. Brown, being the veteran, covers up and tries to survive, but certainly a statement round.
Here's that headbutt.
Yeah, and that actually probably was the most effective blow on Paris during the first round.
Well, we move now to round number 2. This one's scheduled for 8 rounds. The youngster, the 19-year-old Vernon Paris, looking very good here in the opening round against the veteran John Brown.
He's looking tremendous. He's looking relaxed. He certainly won the first round big. What I like here is he's rolling shoulders. Now, Brown has come back to try to reestablish himself. But the nice thing about Paris is that he's staying very relaxed and actually rolled those shots and came back with some of his own. But Brown is trying to get back in this fight here in the second round. Oh, he just got caught a little bit again with the left hook. Oh, another left hook. I think that hurt Brown again, Tom.
Very fast is Paris. That's very evident here.
Fast, strong, determined, relaxed, and this is no slouch in the ring. This is a man that has fought for the world title twice. He's fought for North American championships. He's considered one of the best at this weight division, and it's just the perfect fight for a young undefeated prospect to see where he is at this time, and a lot of guts to their managers. Beautiful body work. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful right up top with the uppercut following it. Brown has run into a buzzsaw, but to his credit, he's come back now and
nice
landed.
Uppercut by Brown there, and then a left followed up by Paris.
Yeah, Brown came back.
And then to the head and body.
Beautiful body work by Paris. Oh, another right. It just collapsed Brown. It took the air right out of him. Tremendous action here in the second round. Paris is dominating a world-class fighter, a world-class contender, and this in just his 17th fight. Very strong performance so far here in the second round, but give Brown credit for not caving into the pressure.
Vernon Paris with that miraculous story. He fights with two bullets lodged inside his body. victim of a shooting last year, not letting that affect his career as he has continued to move forward and fast.
Yeah, they're taking beautiful steps with his career. He's been fighting increasingly better levels of combination. He looked very impressive last couple of fights. But these are great shots.
John Brown was holding Paris, and Paris landed a couple shots.
Well, and the reason he's holding him, you might notice Brown's legs are wobbly. He was hurt by a combination. Some of those punches by Paris, even though they're very short, have a lot of power on them because they're coming straight and they got good leverage. Now Brown is trying to roll these, see, and he's trying to get an angle at him to come back and mount a rally. But to Paris's credit, he's doing a great job of avoiding most of the serious damage, but he just took an uppercut there.
And just missing with an uppercut was Paris. And to the
beautiful
body.
That body work is tremendous. For a young fighter to be working the body like that is outstanding for this stage of his career. But good action here, toe-to-toe, both fighters.
We come to the end of round number 2, scheduled for 8. Give you back into the corner of Vernon Iceman Paris. Not taking a seat, Steve?
No, he's making a statement every second of this fight. Now he's making a statement that he doesn't need to sit down. He's ready to go, and he's got plenty of energy to take it to the former world title contender.
And here's a replay, some of those body shots.
Those are tremendous body shots, and you notice they're 5-6 punch combinations working down below, coming up top. Very impressive performance so far by Vernon Iceman Paris.
Round number 3, scheduled for 8 rounds. Vernon Paris in the white, John Brown in the blue with white trim. And the first 2 rounds, you have to give the Paris, Steve.
I gave him to Paris by a wide margin. Brown really needs to try to win a round here or there to get back into the fight. He has to hope that the young man will fade and not be able to sustain. And starting in the 3rd round, he's come out and thrown his own combination, and he is coming forward and now trying to be the aggressor. This is a well-matched, action-packed fight, and it's going to be interesting to see how it develops. I think the experience of Brown may show if he can make it into the later rounds. The question is, Tom, can he make it to those later rounds? Nice body work by Brown.
John Brown, who now works with a lot of the youth outside of the ring.
Well, he's certainly working with the youth inside the ring, and the youth is working with him. This is a classic matchup of the contender coming down, meeting the rising prospect coming up. It's a tremendous test. So far, Vernon Paris is passing it with flying colors. We'll have to wait to see what the rest of the fight develops into. Brown is a little more active in this round.
Putting on some pressure is John Brown, and Vernon Paris, a little bit of showboating there.
Yeah, they're trying to show to each other they're not intimidated by each other. Oh, right hand.
Right hand.
Hurt. Brown about to go, Tom. He is really hurt.
It's Paris right now coming on real strong.
Yeah, to be careful not to use up too much energy and get too wild, because it is an 8-round fight. But these punches are hurting Brown, although he's covering up there on the last flurry. Paris just needs to be careful that he maintains a proper pace and that does not shoot all his energy prematurely. But very impressive 3rd round. He's hurt Brown now in 2 rounds. But to his credit, Brown is hanging in there and trying to mount a comeback attack on his own. Good action toe-to-toe here for the USA Mid-American Championship. Vernon Paris trying to add his 3rd belt to his waistline.
Tom Schreiber and Steve Munisteri ringside. So glad you can join us for this exciting contest. We're here at the beautiful Kewadin Casino in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, watching the 19-year-old Vernon Paris taking on the veteran John Brown.
And speaking of beautiful, those were beautiful jabs that Vernon Paris just landed. He just got another one in there. They're stiff, they're fast, they're hard. Those jabs are having their effect. To his credit, Brown is coming back here in the corner. He's trying to muscle his way in and work on the inside. That's probably the best for Brown, is to try to work inside. Paris wants to stay on the outside.
Vernon Paris, very good footwork, moving and rolling from punches against John Brown here tonight. And we come now to the end of round number 3, scheduled for 8 rounds. Steve, let's take a look at some of the showboating we saw in the last round.
Yeah, this showboating has a purpose. They're trying to intimidate each other, show that the other guy's trying to show that he's not intimidated. I think we might have actually seen a knockdown there. I thought Brown's glove touched the canvas, which would make that a knockdown. I did not see that the first time. I'm not quite sure whether it touched or not, but he definitely was hurt.
Well, there was some showboating right before that replay, as now we head into the fourth round.
And
Vernon Paris in the white, John Brown in the blue. And at the end of that round, they both stood there and made some faces at each other, Steve, saying, I'm not intimidated by you.
Well, we've seen everything in this fight. You know, good action. There's a right hand that landed. We've seen showboating, and we saw a world-class stare down at the end of that last round, because both fighters are really here to make a statement. Brown to say, hey, I can still contend. Paris to say, oh!
And a left hand lands, followed by some combinations, and John Brown looks to be hurt as Vernon Paris is putting on the pressure, and down goes Brown. The referee right now counting as Vernon Paris making a statement here in Sault Ste. Marie.
And to Brown's credit, he's got up. He's the warrior that he is. But Vernon Paris landed tremendous combinations. That's a beautiful right hand, a beautiful left, a right uppercut. He's got Brown in trouble again. He's coming to finish him off in the corner. The question is whether the veteran can survive. Paris has him just about out, but I think to Brown's credit, he might hang in there and might survive, but he is on very wobbly legs, Tom. If you notice, right now he's walking in buckets.
That he is. And right now it's Vernon Paris again, coming on strong, trying to put an end to this contest.
And Brown is trying to disguise the fact he's really hurt by kind of clowning a little bit, but he was really hurt. Those are tremendous shots. So far, Vernon Paris is just dismantling the former world title contender, showing that he too belongs in that class. The only doubt I have right now in this fight is whether Paris expends too much energy and Brown survives to make a Lally rate. Oh, another left hook really hurt Brown. Oh,
and a looping right hand by Vernon Paris.
Oh, Brown talking to Paris. He's trying to psych out the kid, really trying to tell him that he's not as hurt as he really is to try to get Paris to back out. But I have the feeling right now that if Paris would step it up, he might finish this fight.
John Brown not really able to put anything together here tonight, as it's been all Vernon Paris.
And Vernon has expended a lot of energy, so this is what I was worried about. There's a little bit of a lull in the action because he might have punched himself out a little bit, but boy, did he land a lot of punches in doing so.
Still plenty of rounds to go if this were to go the distance. As John Brown right now trying to put together some shots. Now going to the body is Paris.
Oh, another good body shot, Tom. And another one.
To the end of round number 4. We're at the halfway point, scheduled for 8.
Own a timeshare or campground membership?
And now let's take a look at that replay here, Steve.
Well, you notice Brown came through with some body shots, but when he did, he got countered. And that left hook right combination with an uppercut behind it and then a right on the temple really has him in a world of hurt, in trouble. He has no legs. Paris showing a tremendous barrage of punches, just a thorough attack, thunder and lightning in both fists by Vernon Iceman Paris.
Round number 5 in this scheduled 8-rounder. It has been a thriller. Vernon Iceman Paris looking very dominant against the veteran John Brown, who's been in there with the best of them.
He has been dominant, Tom, but also to Brown's credit, he's hung in there and he hasn't given up. So this is making an action-packed fight, and you still have the suspicion that Brown may just get lucky and still may be a little dangerous. So Paris can't take this fight for granted. Brown has shown tremendous courage, but what Paris has shown is that his youth and what is now apparent to be world-class talent may just be too much for the old veteran.
This fight for the vacant USA Mid-American Junior Welterweight Championship.
Yeah,
the referee right now warning about heads colliding.
And this championship is important because on your way to a world title, you get recognition by taking step-ups and regional belts. And Vernon Paris has won a local belt. He's won the Michigan State Championship. Now this will be the Mid-America Championship, which says he will be the best in his division in this area of the country. But to Brown's credit, he's come back and landed effective combination.
And a right hand by Brown lands.
Oh, beautiful left hook by Paris. Oh, right-left combinations. Brown shakes his head as if he's not hurt, which means that I am hurt.
And it comes in with a barrage of punches on his own, and then a left hand by Paris.
Tremendous toe-to-toe action, Tom. Oh, a right hand right on Paris's cheek. This is a fight, Tom. This is a real war, a war of attrition between young and old, experienced and new, fast and determined.
And to the body goes Paris. A great test for Paris at this point in his career to take it to the next level.
And the reason John Brown has been at the next level is that you never quit even when you're hurt. So he's showing here that he is a world-class fighter. But what the nice thing for Paris is that he's been able to withstand the counter barrage by Brown and answer every counter attack with a dominant attack of his own. Good toe-to-toe action here at the Quad and Casino.
And if you're just joining us in our last round, round number 5, John Brown did go down. It was the only knockdown of this fight so far.
And I gave the first 4 rounds to Vernon Paris, and with the 10-8 round on my scorecard, the only way Brown can win is he has to win every round from here on out and score a knockdown. Oh, beautiful jab by Paris. Another nice jab. Looks like Paris may be getting a second wind here a little bit.
As we come to the end of round number 5, scheduled for 8. Stay with us. You're not going to want to miss it.
FSM Detroit and the Boys and Girls Clubs of South.
For 8, Vernon Paris in the white, John Brown in the blue. And Steve, how do you have it scored so far?
It's a shutout for Vernon. Iceman Paris making a statement that he has arrived. The only question now is whether, he can sustain the level of attack over the next 3 rounds and not run out of energy. And now we're seeing him adopt a different tactic, which may be to conserve some energy now that he has to fight comfortably in control. And I also gave him a 10-8 round. But certainly an impressive performance by Vernon, the Iceman Paris, here in our Mid-America Championship bout.
Vernon Paris, the youngster, just 19 years of age. As it's John Brown right now, coming on as the aggressor.
Yeah, and Brown actually landed a nice left hook, right hook combination. Paris showing a good chin and also showing that he didn't get panicked when he got hit. But Brown so far is the aggressor in this round. We may be seeing a late rally by Brown that will test Paris some more.
Brown going to the body, then got caught with the left hand. Referee Frank Garza doing a good job of keeping this fight under control. As at the end of the rounds, these fighters have been staring at each other. And
good body work by Paris, followed by a left uppercut. It looks like Paris took a little bit of a break to catch a wind and now is landing some good shots. Oh, nice right hook, right uppercut combination. Look at Brown. He looks like he's had a lot of wear and tear on him from this fight.
And a left hook to the body does Brown again.
Brown threw a 6-punch combination, not a lot on, but still showing that he's trying, and those punches are scoring. Brown certainly trying to be competitive, testing the young man. Oh, a good left uppercut by Paris. I think Brown's hurt again. I don't know if Paris knows that he's stunned. I see a glazed look in Brown's eyes. I don't think Paris realized that he actually stunned Brown in that combination. Tom, I think Paris will be well served by going back to the body. That really worked effectively earlier, and Brown is covering well upstairs to protect his chin. Oh,
and
Brown
a right hand there by Brown lands. As Vernon Paris now with a left hook.
Yeah, and those are hard shots. Paris certainly delivering the bigger blows, and a 2-punch combination landed right on Brown's chin. Oh, nice body work by Paris. Oh, left-right combination right on stairs. Oh, another right. Oh, the leg. Paris coming with 6 punches that all have telling blow. Brown coming back and answering them. Brown is to say, I am still here. This is why Brown was a world title contender. This is why Paris is meeting his toughest test, and so far is passing it, in my opinion, Tom.
And we come now to the end of round number 6. This one's scheduled for 8.
Own a timeshare or campground membership? Turn it into cash.
Timeshares only got us our...
The corner of Vernon Iceman Paris, as we're going to take a look at some of the action from our previous round.
Well, action is the operative word, Tom. Action-packed fight. Look at Paris. Beautiful left uppercut right on the chin. Then he sets his pace and gets his distance. Tremendous round for Vernon Paris. I've got him pitching a shutout.
As we move now to round number 7.
And these are desperation rounds for Brown, Tom. He has to have a knockout. Knockdown will not do it. Paris well in control of the fight. I think he knows that. That's why he's on his bicycle. He's showing a full range of weapons. Now he's using lateral movement, using that jab, the pot shot. It'll be interesting to see if Brown can mount one final assault as we go through the 7th round.
The veteran showing a lot of heart and determination against the youngster, and lands a nice left hand of his own. Paris showing that it did not hurt him.
Which is a sure sign it got his attention. And give the old man credit. He has really taken a lot of abuse for the first 6 rounds, and yet he had enough to muster to come and is the aggressor and probably even winning the first part of the 7th round. Now the question is, will he test the young Paris? Will Paris survive that test? We only have 2 rounds to go. Action-packed bout. But I do think he got Paris's attention, Tom, with that right hand.
Certainly did. The very dangerous John Brown.
Good stiff jab. He's back on his bicycle. I think at this point, if Paris just stays on his bicycle, use that jab, doesn't take a chance, he'll probably coast to a nice victory.
Speed certainly has been the difference here. And that reach advantage for Paris.
Speed, power, youth, all those things are adding up to a very, very long night for John Brown, but he's showing why he was a world-ranked fighter, why he was a world title challenger, and this may just be the passing of a torch between one generation of fighter to another. We may be witnessing that tonight, out with the old, in with the new.
Well, we have certainly been very impressed with what we've seen from Vernon Paris, and tonight, answering some questions here against a veteran former world title challenger, as right now he continues to jab away and move. Round number 7 scheduled for 8. Vernon Paris in the white, John Brown in the blue with white trim. And to the body goes Paris.
Oh, and what a wince on Brown's face. Oh, another one. Just as Brown was having a round, I thought he might be winning. Paris really landed some tough shots that rocked Brown. But look at Brown coming back, throwing fights on the show. Oh, my gosh. What an action-packed fight we've got here, Tom. Brown threw a 6-punch combination on the ropes that got Paris's attention. The old man is saying to him, I'm not going down easy. I'm not going down without a fight.
We come now to the end of round number 7. Our 8th and final round is coming up.
The 3rd annual Aviators Ball, benefiting the
Vacant USA Mid-American Junior Welterweight Championship. Vernon Paris and John Brown.
And the action is continuing, Tom, toe-to-toe. Brown knows he needs a knockout. He's trying for the knockout, but Paris is meeting the test and answering and coming for a knockout of his own. He's got Brown hurt on the ropes.
That he does. And I'm sensing a very busy round for both fighters here. Vernon Paris now going to the body and then upstairs.
Those are devastating body shots, and I think they just took the starch out of Brown. He was mounting an effective early 8th round attack. He knows he needs a knockout, but the knockout may be coming for Paris. Paris definitely trying to make a statement here. Good 4-punch combination to the body, Tom. I'm very impressed by Vernon Paris and his body work. It's really paying off, especially for a young 19-year-old with 2 bullets in him.
It certainly has been very effective. Going to the body as Frank Garza separates the 2.
I really think Brown came out for a knockout, and Paris met the test, withstood the barrage, and turned the fight this round back just into his favor as he did in the first 6 rounds.
19-year-old Vernon Iceman Paris.
And the nice, oh, he caught a right hand. You know, that's the danger of a fight. You can be winning the entire fight and get caught by one punch. But that's experience there with Brown, knowing the fight's not over till the final bell rings. It's a good test, a good learning experience for Paris to see if he can go at this type of pace for 8 rounds. But look at Brown, Tom, trying to mount a comeback.
Absolutely. And you make a good point, Steve. You don't want to get too loose in there. You don't want to make yourself vulnerable, especially after you've been winning an entire fight.
Just ask Michael Moore from his George Foreman fight. Or Michael Nunn and Jameson. Oh, a good left uppercut by Paris. Even though he's giving us tremendous action, I wouldn't be so sure if I was in his corner. I wouldn't just tell him to take the round off and just coast and not take any chances, because he has the fight well in hand. And Brown is still dangerous, still trying.
Vernon Paris in his biggest test of his career here tonight against John Brown.
Oh, great right
hand.
Brown is hurt again, Tom. Brown is hurt again. Oh, another good body shot right to the solar plexus. Brown in quite a bit of trouble here.
And Steve, what does Vernon Paris have to do right now to finish this fight?
You know, right now, I would just stay on the outside, make sure I don't drop my guard, keep a good stiff jab in his face, and not take any chances. He has the fight won. More importantly, he's made a statement that he is a world-class contender.
And that's it. 8 rounds in the books. Vernon Paris and John Brown. A very entertaining fight. Good test for the youngster Vernon Iceman Paris and John the Eastern Beast Brown. And there's that belt. A beautiful belt it is. As we are going to take a look at a few replays before we get the decision. Here's Paris coming in right now with a right hand and then going to the body, followed by an uppercut and a left hand.
That's your third, baby. Represent all for sure.
There's another right hand by Paris. As there was only one knockdown in this fight, John Brown went down. And it looks as though we are now set to get the official decision. Let's not wait. Let's send it into the ring, and Andre Courtemanche.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Judge Gary Merritt has it 78-74. Judge Ron Cunningham has it 79-73. And Judge Gary Merritt has it 78-73 for your winner and new USA Mid-American Junior Welterweight Champion, the Iceman.
And congratulations, Vernon Iceman Paris now upping his record to 17-0 and becoming the new USA Mid-American Junior Welterweight Champion. And we're going to take a look at that knockdown. Here it is. You see Paris coming in, landing some nice shots. Brown not able to get his footing, and down he went. Here's another look at it. As it was all Vernon Paris here tonight. Let's get a word with the winner and the new champion. Here's Steve Munisteri.
Vernon Iceman Paris, congratulations on winning the Mid-America Championship. I think that was your most impressive performance. One thing I noticed, it looked like you just dismantled them with the body attack.
Oh yeah, always. The body shots always give, especially the big cocky guys. You know, and I'm happy to be here. I want to give my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my Heavenly Father, the Almighty God, for giving me the strength to be here. I want to thank Fox Sports Net, Carlos, Pops, my whole team for helping me get here. This is my mother right here, everybody. My beautiful mother. And my brothers and sisters over there sitting on the corner. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm doing this all for my family.
Well, I have to tell you, one of the questions I had coming in after the Ramon Guevara fight is whether you could sustain an attack for 8 rounds, because in your previous fight, it looked like you faded a little bit. But I'd have to say you had 8 rounds of toe-to-toe action. What was the difference? Was it a difference in training or conditioning?
Oh, man, I've been running 6-7 miles a day all the way up to this fight. I was a little off, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't really get my looseness and my rhythm going tonight. Maybe I trained a little too hard, but, you know, I was able to get the win in. We stayed in shape, we strong, we punching harder. So, you know, it's only going to get better. And I seen Juan Diaz fight the other night. Man, he fought pretty good, but I still think he's sloppy, and I still don't think he's ready for me.
Well, speaking of what you're ready for, you just fought a fellow who fought 5 world champions, and I thought it was a thorough destruction. Did you think the fight ended up being a little easier than you thought? Certainly John Brown had a lot of guts and hung in there.
Oh, yeah, it was a pretty easy fight. You know, I was basically able to do what I wanted to do. I couldn't really get on my bike and, you know, move like I wanted to and show that slickness, but we were still able to get that win in because I could still fight on the inside. And, you know, I mean, yeah, he was a good fighter, but, you know, I could have did better. But, you know, we're going to go right back to the drawing board. We'll be back November 15th.
Well, one thing I'd like to ask you, do you feel like you're ready for that world title fight now that you fought a 2-time world title challenger and you're so thoroughly dominated? Have you made a statement that you are a world-class contender?
I was ready January 5th, 1988. When I was first born, you know, I was ready. So I'm ready now, and I'm always going to be ready until I get that shot. When I get that shot, everybody will see that I've been ready.
Well, let me ask your promoter, Carlos Linas. First, congratulations, Carlos. Sensational card, sensational performance by your young charge. When will he be ready for the world title fight? What's coming up?
I see it next year. You know, the scary part about this is he's 19 years old. He's a teenager. This is his 3rd belt. It's frightening, his skills. He just progresses every fight, Steve. He's amazing. At 19, I was playing with matchboxes. This kid's fighting for his 3rd belt.
Well, speaking of progression, you've been running almost every month here in Michigan. The shows are packed. They're wonderful. What's up with Carlos Linas Promotions? Are we going to see the next Don King Tom Rake? When are you going to contend for the world title of best promoter?
Well, I tell you, with guys like Vernon, the sky's the limit, you know, and it's been great, and I've been lucky. My partner, Denny Baxter, we've been putting shows together. Manager David Shoemate's been doing a great job with helping with Vernon, and I just look forward to keep going.
And can I say one more thing? Don King, I guess, you know, he made a lot of money, but Carlos is a lot better promoter than him. And I got the best team. We are the new generation, and we here, we ain't going nowhere.
Well, there you have it, a champion, Vernon Iceman Paris, and his promoter, Carlos Linas. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Steve. The new USA Mid-American Junior Welterweight Champion, Vernon Iceman Paris. And still to come, our main event, Hasim Rahman, the former 2-time champion of the world, has Cerrone Fox to deal with. But if successful, who else is he setting his sights on?
I'd like to go after Vladimir Klitschko. We think he's the best heavyweight champion out there. And, you know, we know it's going to be extremely hard to take the title from him, but we think we'll get the most credit for going in there knocking out Klitschko. So we would target Klitschko, and we'll go take his belt.
Our main event is coming up next.
Own a timeshare or camp